Hi, my name is Bobby Kitain and you're watching the lead-on series of the Ang Lingkod ng Panginoon. And today we want to talk to you about the last part of the love series. Now, in previous talks, we said that our goal in life is to love the way God loves us, and that is unconditionally. The word for that is agape, or unconditional love. And so we have to strive and work hard to make sure that our philia, our friendship love, and our eros, our romantic love, will eventually ripen into agape. Our goal is that our friendships and our romantic relationships will eventually mirror the kind of love that God has for us, or divine love, or what we call agape, unconditional love. Today we wanna talk about how do we allow our friendships to ripen into the kind of love that mirrors the love of God for us, or agape love. Well, number one, let love be your sole motivation. That's the first way. Let love be your sole motivation. Many people, they do a lot of good things. The difference here is, why are they doing what they're doing? You see, any person can do good, but not everyone can do good for the right reasons. And what is the right reason? The right reason should be love. Saint Augustine said that love is to will the good of the other. When we do good things, but a reason for doing them is for selfish gain, then your actions, the manifestation of the good things that you do are not founded on the right reason. Because the right reason for doing things should be love. 1 Corinthians 13 says that you could do all these good things, but unless you love, you're a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And that is why we have to constantly check our hearts. Why do we do what we do? Is it because we want to gain something out of what we do? Or is it because we want to will the good of the other person? Let love be your sole motivation. Second, let love take the form of action. Words are cheap. We can always say I love you to other people, but unless we translate our words into action, our words won't mean much. I am reminded of a story, or of a quote once, that we should beware of preachers who travel the miles but could not even cross the street to comfort a beggar. We ought to walk our talk. We ought to reflect in the things that we do, the things that we say. How often does it happen to us that somebody asks us, can you pray for me? And we say, yes, I'll pray for you. But do we really do that? Do we really go out of our way to pray for these people? Many years ago, the Lord convicted me in my heart that whenever I tell somebody that I'm going to pray for him, I must include his name in my prayer list. Because words are cheap. We must be able to really show in our very actions, concretely, our love for other people. And lastly, love must be a decision. Emotions, they come and go. When the basis of our love would be our emotions, then there will be days when we feel like loving, and there will be days when we don't feel like loving. And if that would be the basis of our decisions, there are days when we are loving, and there will be days that we won't be loving, and that's the problem. Because the command of the Lord is for us to love at all times. And therefore, love should not just be an emotion, it must be a decision. There are many unlovable people, including myself. But I'm very thankful because many people love me, not because they like me, but because they know that in loving me, they're also loving God. That's why I have taken that on in my life, that I'm gonna love even the unlovable. Not because I like loving them, but because that is a command from the Lord. By decision, we choose to love other people. When we start loving others by decision, not because of emotions alone, then we allow our love to truly ripen into agape love, the kind of love that comes from God. Why do I say that? Because there are many days when I know I am not lovable and yet God loves me still. There are days when we do a lot of bad stuff and yet God blesses us still. I believe God loves us because He decided many years ago, even before the world began, that He would love us no matter what. And that's why He sent His only Son to die on the cross for us. Jesus wasn't a masochist. He didn't like being crucified. But His dislike for suffering was outweighed by His love for us. And that is why we ought to love as our sole motivation, love taking the form of action, and love by decision. I hope and pray that as you apply these three things in your life, you too might experience the agape, the unconditional love that can be given to you by no one else but God alone. God bless you.